What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to talk about some nice and shiny silver. In today's video, we got to talk about the spot price of silver because I'd noticed just a couple days ago, spot price of silver hit $40 an ounce. And here we are today as I'm filming the video. I know this video is pre-recorded. Spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $41. And we absolutely need to talk about it today. But as always, make sure to like the video if you're tuning in right now and subscribe to both of my YouTube channels if you haven't already. So first things first, when it comes to the spot price of silver, for those of you that do not know, I started stacking silver at the end of 2017, and 2018 was my first full year of stacking. But when I had first gotten started, spot price was about $17 an ounce, and the entire year of 2018, it was on a pretty steady decline, starting at about $17, going all the way down to about $14, and that's pretty much where it bottomed out. That is when I did my most aggressive stacking. That is when I started to stockpile as much silver as I could afford to at the time, which wasn't a tremendous amount, but I got what I could get. I made the most of what I had in front of me at the time, and I got as much silver as I could that year. And I continued in 2019. Of course, in 2019, we started to see a little bit of an uptrend. We went all the way up to, I think, $18, $19 was probably the 2019 high, I believe it was, 18, 19 bucks. Then 2020, obviously, it was within that range. COVID happened, boom, got smacked down to $11 and change for kind of a split second, to be honest with you, because, very quickly recovered. Spot price moved its way back up, and over the course of that year of 2020, we saw the spot price of silver hit $20 an ounce for the first time in years, and for the first time I had ever seen $20 an ounce silver. And I know a lot of people were resisting it. Spot price $18, $19 before the crash, climbed its way back up to $19.50, 75 cents, 85 cents, 95 cents. A lot of people were resisting it and talking about, it's not going to hit $20. It's basically teasing you. It's more likely to fall back down to 11 than it is to even touch $20. Then it touched $20. And it just took off like a rocket. It went from 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. It just went all the way up. Of course, we've seen a little bit of, I don't want to say inactivity, and I don't want to say that silver was flat for a little while, but that momentum absolutely slowed down. This year has been a fantastic year for silver, and I have the spot price right here in front of me. Spot price of silver, and I'll show you on screen when I pull it up. Spot price of silver, as I'm recording this video on September 3rd, $41.19. Look at that right there. It's up 37 cents on the day. Like I said, it was just $40. I was actually going to make a video about, oh my God, the spot price of silver hit $40. But guess what? It's moving so quick, I had to talk about $41. And it's up almost 1% on the day. 0.92% on the day. So silver has had a pretty solid last couple of weeks, the last solid couple of months, a solid year. Year to date, silver's up by a lot. Silver's doing well. Gold is doing well. Precious metals are performing this year. Can't deny that. Now, what's funny about the spot price of silver being $40 is it seems like just yesterday, all it took was one of these to get yourself a silver coin, silver round, or a silver bar. You used to be able to walk into a coin shop with a $20 bill, get yourself an ounce of silver, and walk out with change. Those days are long gone. I don't believe we will ever see $20 ounce silver again. I'm not even entirely convinced we will see silver back in the 20s again, $28, $29. It's possible. I don't think it's going to go as low 20s or $20. Definitely not lower than that. At least not in my opinion. I can't see it. For it to dip back down into the high or mid 30s, yeah, I could absolutely see that happening. I could see a pullback. But what about moving in the other direction? What if $41 is not the end here? I'm talking short term. I'm talking the next 3-4 months, the rest of the year. What if $41 is not the cap for 2025? What if in a couple days or a couple weeks we see $42, $43, $44? What then? I mean, if you think about it, we're not all that far away from $50. I mean, we do have a ways to go, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be too difficult of a task to climb its way from over $41 to $50. We are not too incredibly far away from silver's all-time high. Silver has already seen $50 an ounce. Metaphorically speaking, if it happened yesterday, it can happen again tomorrow. Now, obviously, it wasn't yesterday. It was years and years and years back. But silver did, in fact, hit $50. It happened once already. That's how I know for an absolute fact it could, in theory, happen again. And I believe it will. I do believe we're going to see $50 an ounce silver. Maybe not this year. But I do think we're going to see silver hit the $50 an ounce mark and cross the $50 an ounce mark relatively soon. Don't believe it's going to be this year. Don't hold your breath on that. I do not think that will happen. It could. I don't think so. But in the near future, moving into 2026, 2027, I believe potentially in that time frame, we will see $50 an ounce silver. And it's not that far. This isn't some wild prediction. It's $41 right now. It's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, it's going to hit about $250. No, $50. Not that far away from 41. Doesn't have astronomical, it's not going to take astronomical growth to hit that number. We're not that far away. It's not that wild of an assumption that it's achievable in the next 1 to 2 years. I think it's achievable. I think we could very well see that. $50 an ounce silver. How crazy would that be? But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. $41. Silver's up there right now. And the coolest thing about it is I think the doubters have been silenced a long time ago. I think the people that were saying, oh, silver's not going to do this, silver's not going to do that, I think they were proven wrong maybe 1 too many times or 15 too many times. And I think they put their hands up and, oh, yeah, I give up. I think they walked away. You don't really see a whole lot of silver doubters lately. At least I haven't in a while. Sure, there's tons of people out there that are just not interested in silver. They think it's old school. They think it's archaic. And maybe it is. But you know what they say about old money. They say a lot of things about old money. Old school style of wealth preservation still works. Old school works. Traditionalism works. Doing things the old-fashioned way, a lot of the time, still works. In most areas of life. Now, I'm not just talking about coins. But you don't see a lot of people hating on silver anymore. We did for a while. We did for a long time. I know I did. Coming from the perspective of somebody that runs a finance channel, and I post a lot of videos that are focused exclusively on silver. It's not a silver channel, it's a finance channel, but I do talk a lot about silver and gold. I've gotten a lot of comments over the years. It's been almost 10 years of doing this. Pretty sure it's been over 10 years of doing this, but it's been close to 10 years since I've been focusing on finance. It's a long time. And I've gotten my fair share of comments from people. A lot of people doubting silver. I mean, I still have a screenshot from somebody guaranteeing me claiming that he would do something absurd if silver ever hit $20 an ounce again. Because he was that confident that it wouldn't. And guess what? Not even 24 hours later, that's when silver hit $20 an ounce. He said, mark my words, it'll never happen again. And guess what? He went to sleep and woke up and it happened. But the naysayers, the doubters, the haters, in the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what anybody says. I've told my closest friends and closest family members that there's not an opinion in the world that matters to me enough to change what I'm going to do. And I'm not just talking about silver. I'm just talking about life in general. Other people's opinions, it's all just noise. It doesn't matter. What he thinks or she says means nothing. What you think, what you say, what you do, that's the only thing that matters to you. And if you're choosing to focus on precious metals, if you're choosing to focus on the silver, the gold, the coins, the rounds, the bars, and that's what you're interested in, whether it be from a hobbyist's point of view, kind of like it is for me, when it comes to silver and gold, I'm not like an aggressive stacker like I was in the past. I'm not all in by any means. I pick up a little bit every now and then because I think that it's fun and because I think it's smarter to do than it is to not do. But for me, it's just a hobby. It's something that I enjoy. It's something that I've learned a lot about. It's something that I enjoy teaching people about. And it's a fun topic of discussion. Other people out there, they take it far more seriously. They're all in right now. They are stacking as aggressively as possible. They are pinching pennies so that they have more currency to use to acquire more silver. Regardless of what your angle is, regardless of what your priority is, do what makes the most sense to you. If it's stacking silver, if it's investing in index funds, if it's saving up to maybe step in real estate, if it's starting a business, these are all fantastic ways to go. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the spot price of silver, $41 an ounce right now. What are your thoughts on that? Will silver in the 40s last? Do you think it's going to dip back down under $40? Do you think we're going to see $39 pretty soon? I mean, hey, who knows? By the time this video comes out, like I said, I'm filming it on the 3rd. I don't believe it's coming out until the 8th. God only knows what can happen over the course of a couple of days. But I want to know your thoughts on the spot price of silver right now as you're watching the video. As always, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to both of my YouTube channels, follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. That's Instagram, X, and TikTok. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.